Hello and welcome to another episode of IBI On Site. I'm your host, Hayden Grove, back here at Canal Park to catch up with one of the hottest teams in the organization. I should say the hottest team in the organization, the Akron Rubber Ducks. Now, the Rubber Ducks have won 8 out of their last 10 games as I stand here today, and even went on a 10-game winning streak to propel them to 23-13 overall this season. Now, I was able to catch up with the Rubber Ducks manager, Mr. David Wallace, to see what's propelling this team forward and heading them in the right direction. All right, I'm here again with the Rubber Ducks manager, Mr. David Wallace, who I'm still trying to emulate in the weight room. But in any case, the Rubber Ducks are playing very well right now. You guys are on a roll. What happened? What has been going well for you guys right now?
Well, our guys are just handling their business the right way. They're preparing themselves well. They're going out on the field and they're executing. They're trusting everything that they're working on and going out, having fun, playing the game hard, playing it the right way.
Did anything change to spur this hot streak? You know, you guys won 10 in a row at one point, but you started a little slow. Did anything change?
I mean, obviously the execution changed, but as far as how we prepared, how we play the game, nothing in that has changed. We just trusted that with the talent we have on this team, if we work as hard in infield and BP and all that, then our talents and the execution will happen out on the field, and that's what we're seeing right now.
You talked a little bit last time about routine. Is that something that's played into this as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guys are coming into their own. A few guys are first time in AA, getting used to this park, other parks, and that type of thing, finding their routine. And I think most of them have found a good one that works, and now, the results are there.
Are there any specific players that you feel right now are really coming into their own and really helping you guys during this streak?
Yeah, I think Joey Wendell had a little bit of a slow start, but we knew it was just a matter of time before he really started swinging the bat well, and he's played some good defense. We've been very happy with that, and but he's becoming getting back to being himself at the plate, and that's a dangerous bat in the middle of our lineup.
Do you think it's been the bats that have helped this streak, or has it been a combination of the bats, the pitching? Has it been basically everything? Is there a specific spot?
Yeah, that's what I've been so impressed with and so happy with. It's been contributions from not only everyone on the team, but every aspect. The pitching has been great, our defense has been solid, and we've started to swing the bat pretty well.
What do you tell your team during a streak like this? You know, you guys are playing so well. Is there anything that you specifically say in the locker room?
Nothing. Yeah, I stay out of the way. I let it happen. I'm keeping a close eye on stuff. I want to make sure that we don't start digging ourselves a little bit too much. Our work remains the same. We don't just start to relax and think, oh, we've got it now, we figured it out. We prepare the same way as if we're on a 10-game winning streak or a 10-game losing streak. And these guys have been very professional. They've worked hard. They will continue to work hard. And, as long as that's happened, I kind of just stay out of the way, and there's nothing I need to say.
There is one guy on the roster right now that kind of has a relationship with you. You caught for him, Mr. Adam Miller. Mm-hmm. He came, his Twitter handle is The Finger. He's, that's kind of his persona. He had finger injuries for a long time. He's pitching now. How nice is that to see? And what have you seen that's impressed you thus far?
I'm really happy for Adam. It's been a long road back to this point. And he's got a long road ahead of him, and he knows that, but it's going to be exciting to kind of come up alongside with him and watch him go through this. And, our goal for him and his goal for himself is not to, be here, and he's okay being here. He wants to pitch in the big leagues and pitch in Cleveland and help us win a World Series there. So, he threw for the first time last night. Mid-90s fastball, looked great coming out of his hand, looked like a lot of life on the ball, and, good slider, good tight slider with that. So hopefully he can become, the Adam Miller that we're used to seeing, a few years ago. But I know he's going to put in the work and to get back there and give himself the best shot.
Final question, how do you keep this going? How do you keep the streak going? How do you keep the good times rolling?
Well, we just continue to do what we're doing. We put our head down and we grind. We don't, start looking at the standings and the stats and really start digging ourselves. So is this something we're proud of? Absolutely. But we know that we have to continue to do it. We're not just going to go out there, show up, and just, win games. Teams aren't just going to lie down and let us win. We got to go out there and earn it. And, we're willing to go out and do it day after day.
Well, there you have it, the manager of the Red Hot Akron Rubber Ducks, Mr. David Wallace. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, Hayden.
When we get back, we'll talk to an up-and-coming outfielder that you might want to get to know. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Tony Lastoria from Indians Baseball Insider. The season has now begun and the new IBI prospect book is available. Check out the 2014 Indians Baseball Insider book online at indiansbaseballinsider.com or go to amazon.com or check out the captains and other Indians minor league affiliates for information on the book.
All right, and welcome back to IBI On Site. I'm now joined by one of the catalysts of this big Rubber Ducks run, I guess you could say, that you guys are on, Mr. Bryson Miles. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's a warm day. I'm ready to get out there and play, and it's not cold, so that's always good.
That's exactly right. It is a very warm day here in Akron today, but you guys are warm yourselves. What do you think has been going right for this team thus far?
Just being consistent. The good thing is that I've been with a lot of these guys for a couple years now, and just being able to see each player grow as a baseball player has been great. And I think that this year we're finally able to put everything together, not only individually but as a team. And I think that if we just continue to do that this team can do some great things in the near future.
Now, speaking of individually, you've been hitting the ball hard. You're kind of finding your groove. What is the cause of that?
Just like I said before, just trying to be consistent. Whether it is the cage work or batting practice or approach during the game, just trying to stay consistent with that and just trusting that if I do that, then everything will be okay.
Now, speaking of consistency, you've been a pretty consistent guy throughout your career. You've been one place every year since you joined the Indians organization. What does that say about you as a ball player?
I think just that I'm willing to grow, willing to learn. I can definitely look back at my years at Mahoning Valley or Lake County or even last year at Carolina and honestly say that I'm a better player now than when I was then. And, that's just going to be my focus, just try to come in every single day to the ballpark and just trying to find something to get better at.
One of the biggest things that they preach here, and it does have to deal with consistency, is routine. Do you have a routine? And if so, can you explain a little bit about what your routine is when you get to the ballpark?
I definitely do. It starts out in the cages. I try to take, the same amount of reps every single day in the cages, and from there it goes out to batting practice. Try to do the same thing. Just keep that middle of the field, the other way approach. And the big thing that's kind of caught fire here recently is the fact that I take naps. I try to take a nap every single day, or I do take a nap every single day, about 20-30 minutes before the game. Just give me a little extra energy and go out there and be ready to play.
That's interesting because we talked with Francisco Lindor and he takes naps as well. I mean, what's the deal with that?
I don't know. We both just started doing it last year. It's just something that, we would sleep like right next to each other on the couch. Now there's a mattress in our back room here in the clubhouse, and we both just take naps right before the game. So it's been great for us. I've definitely seen the benefits from it, and I think that he has as well. So it's probably something I'm going to continue to do.
Now, talking a little bit about your past, you've been at a lot of places in this organization. What makes Akron so special? I mean, do you like being here, with this whole new Rubber Ducks theme?
Yeah, it's been great. The ownership here is great. The fans here are amazing. The ballpark is beautiful, and anytime you have something like that, it's always a lot easier to want to show up to the field. I'm not saying that the places that I've played at in the past haven't been great, but it's just something different about this place, and I'm really enjoying my time here.
All right, a little bit off topic. What would you tell viewers about that's one thing about you that nobody really knows, or something you just kind of want to get out there?
Well, I am bilingual in Spanish, and also I love to cook. I cook, breakfast, lunch, and sometimes dinner every single day. It's something that I'm very, very passionate about, and something that, just like baseball, I try to get better at every single day. So, if anybody ever wants to try my food, just come and ask.
Do you ever cook for the team?
No, I've never cooked for the team. I have for a couple of my teammates, at home, if we have an off day or an early game or something. I have cooked for a big group of guys, but never for the entire team.
All right, well, I'd be willing to try some of his food for sure. Final question for you. How do you keep this going, both individually and as a team? How do you keep the hot streak moving right now?
Just understand that every day is a new day. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday, and you can't even think about tomorrow. You just have to make sure that you take care of today, work hard today, play the game the right way today, and just know that it'll take care of itself.
Well, there you have it. Rubber Ducks outfielder and Indians prospect, Mr. Bryson Miles. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Up next, I'll talk to a Rubber Ducks employee and current IBI contributor about this team and its winning ways. You won't want to miss it.
This is is Jim Piascik, promoting my new feature on IBI. It's called The War Room, and it's going into the advanced metrics of the minor league team, looking at things like walk rate plus, strikeout rate plus, WAR, all those numbers, but putting it in language you can understand, going the next level in understanding what's going on with the minor league system. You can check it out every Sunday on IBI.
And welcome back to IBI On Site. I couldn't imagine a better person to ask about this recent Rubber Ducks hot streak than my friend, my co-host at IBI On Site, Call to the Bullpen co-host, Mr. Jake Dungan, who also interns for the Rubber Ducks. Jake, how has it been this summer interning for the Rubber Ducks here in Akron?
It's been amazing. There's a lot of great people here. I can't imagine working with a better group of people. Ken Babby has been amazing, and he's totally involved, hands-on, and getting this excitement up and getting a buzz out about this team. And it's really shown. We've had some good crowds at a bunch of the games and had some good talent on the field. That doesn't hurt either. So I'm very happy with all the improvements, and I'm excited about working here this summer.
Now, you've been here almost every night. This team's been on a roll. What have you seen that's impressed you thus far?
Well, you got to start with Francisco Lindor. I mean, he had a slow start to the season, but he's starting to heat up. He's been hitting very wide. I believe he has a hit streak going, but I don't know if that's still alive or not. But he's been hitting the crap out of the ball lately, and he's so good defensively. Watching him play defense every night just makes you salivate for what the future is to come at Cleveland at shortstop position, especially with all the errors that are going on with the Indians right now. So. I'm not one to rush him. I want him to develop at his own pace, but, at the same time, the sooner you see him in Cleveland, the better, and I think that he's getting there.
Now, the one guy that I talked with earlier was Mr. Bryson Miles. I know you're pretty high on him. What are you seeing from him right now in terms of his offense and his meaning to this team?
Just pure raw talent. Just watching him, he's got a great swing, good approach at the plate. He can play the outfield well. The only downside, and I talked to Jim Pete, one of our co-editors about this, and he said that the only downside to him is just still learning the game and still learning how to, because he's still a young guy pretty much. But I've talked to him a few times while I've been here, gotten to know him a little bit. He's a great guy, very down to earth, and I see big things for him in the future.
During this hot streak, what has it been? Has it been the offense? I mean, I've talked to both Mr. Wallace and Bryson Miles. They've kind of just said it's a combination of everything's rolling right now. What is it for you that's really getting this team? Is it offense? Is it pitching? I mean, what is going on?
Well, I think it's a combination of everything. The offense has been great so far. They've been getting a lot of runs, but the pitching has been very good too. I mean, I know Cody Anderson has been struggling this year, but other than him, we've seen some great pitching from Kyle Davies while he was here, Gabriel Arias, Will Roberts up until Sunday when he got rocked, and then Duke Von Schaman, who we got in the Colt Hines trade at the beginning of this year. He started in the bullpen. He's worked his way into the rotation. He'll be pitching tonight for the Rubber Ducks, but he's been pitching very well. And the bullpen, with Kyle Crockett anchoring it down at the closer spot, you got Sean Armstrong, so many other guys that are just pitching well right now. You got to give your credit to the pitching staff, also give credit to the offense, with Lindor and Bryson Miles, Urshela while he was here. Naquin's starting to heat up a little bit. Tyler Holt's been flying under the radar this year. I would say that the only guys that really need to step up right now are Joey Wendell and Jordan Smith. They've been kind of hit and miss so far this year, but if they get going, this team's going to be very exciting to watch.
There's one guy you mentioned that we haven't even talked about thus far in the episode, and that's Tyler Naquin. Started off slow, still has some strikeout problems. What has been the problem with him not getting the ball in the bat?
Just the period of adjustment, I think, that happens at every level when players are promoted to the next level. They see better pitching, and they have to learn how to adjust, and I think that's what Tyler Naquin's going through right now. He's starting to see the ball a little better. He's still playing great defense out in center field, he's been aggressive on the base pass. I've seen him. He hasn't gotten every steal, but he hasn't quit trying. He's always aggressive out there, and I like what I see from him, and I think that he might be a big time prospect for the Indians moving forward.
All right, Jake, can the Rubber Ducks continue this run? I mean, they're 10 games above 500 as we sit here today. Can they continue this run and make a run at another championship?
I think so, because I mentioned before, some guys haven't even reached their full potential yet. Cody Anderson, Joey Wendell, Jordan Smith, and you could even say the same about Naquin and Lindor, and some of the other pitchers on the staff. I think that if they come around and start to pitch better or hit better, I think that there is a good chance that they can contend this year. And I like Dave Wallace. He has done a terrific job so far this year. I've had the opportunity to be able to sit in the dugout for some of the games and watch this team between innings and during innings. Keeps it very loose. Another guy I should mention, Brian LaHare, has been big down here too. He's been playing well, and he's also been I've also watched him give some tips to some of the younger players while he's been here. So having that veteran presence also helps.
All right, Jake. Well, as you know, it's always a pleasure talking with you. You can also catch us on Call to the Bullpen. We're trying to revamp the show in a time sense. Do different segments, different weeks. But again, thanks so much for talking to us, and give us a little plug as to what's going on.
So Call to the Bullpen, we should be back on the air this week, this Wednesday, and we're going to try. Hayden and I's schedules have been crazy due to finals and me starting this internship and everything, but we're going to try to get it back going on a regular basis. So be sure to tune in. Follow me on Twitter at Major League Jake. I'll be posting all the updates and all the show links and everything up there.
Well, there you have it. Rubber Ducks intern and IBI, I guess you could say contributor and Call to the Bullpen host, Mr. Jake Dungan. Thanks for joining us today, man.
Great to be here, Hayden.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of IBI On Site. We'll see if the Rubber Ducks can continue their tear throughout this month of May and throughout the rest of the season. We're going to take a week off from IBI On Site as I head home to Florida to see my sister graduate. But when we get back, we'll take you through another team within the Indians organization. Until then, I'm Hayden Grove. We'll catch you next time.